guys, I'm on the Gamtoos today. I've just started my usual drift in the winter time, which is up here by the old bus. I've come down the straight. I lost what I think was a little cobby just now, and then I've had a whole herd of these little Garrick, but I'll just get one on camera. Got a whole herd of these little Garrick coming in to say hello. The tide is pushing, but it's on the last bit of the tide. And there it is, guys, on that little pink and chartreuse bucktail. I'll fish this one until the hairs disappear, guys. Color makes not a big difference in my book. Guys often ask me in the shop about color, and my simple, whoop, there goes a few hairs. My simple answer is always a dark color in low light and a nice bright color in full light. Now pink is a bit of a misnomer to me. Pink is not only bright, but it's dark as well compared to white. So I'll just bang on with this pink and chartreuse. By all accounts, that's 3 Garrick, so there should be quite a few Garrick down here. But I'm after a nice big cob. It is getting winter, and the warmer water certainly brings the bigger cob up to the top here, as well as the need to rid themselves of parasites. So I'll keep plumbing around here. Hopefully the next time we come on camera, we'll have a nice cobby. Let's see what happens. Right, there's another little Garrick. This one I caught just off the rock ledge. I actually put the lure onto the rock ledge and was worried I was going to snag up. Did a couple of my bucktail 3-ways. 2 turns of the handle, guys. He snoshed me right on top of that rock pile. So the tide is still coming in, but ever so slightly. That just shows you that's where he was hiding. Let's see if there's another one there. Another 30 meters. So it is quite foul behind it, but let's see if we can drop one to the bottom. There we go. That didn't take long. So these Garrick are obviously feeding on this rock pile. There's often bait fish that gets trapped up against it or over it. This is about the 5th one I've caught now on my way down. Ah, little cobby. Little cobby living in the rocks. There we go, guys. Nice little cobby on the same little rock bank, on the same little bucktail. What a beautiful little fish, eh? Let's just get him out of the sun. Look at that little bucktail right in the top lip, exactly where you want a cob to go. Beautiful little guy. Let's get this hook out nicely, put him back into the water. Right, I'm still on the rocks. Straighten out my hair, got a bit bruised there. Coming up right to the end. I'll do another couple of drifts over here. I think there might be a few fish here today. Alright, I'm just over that rock pile now. Let that go to the bottom. Remember folks, I'm keeping an eye on that line. Any little twings or movements on that line is indicating a strike, long before he pulls you tight. Pretty deep here now. We're in about 5 meters of water now. Let's touch this bottom. We're about 5 meters. We're coming into the proper sweep of the bus now. Right. Yeah, that rock pile is finished. And we'll continue with the light stick. Takes forever to get down here. It's about 4 meters. And I'm just giving it a little flicks up. Little flicks. somewhere over that rock pile. Somewhere over the rock pile. Oh, that was on the rocks. The tide has now turned, and the wind and the tide are pinching me on the same spot, so I'm not able to drift at the moment. Let's take a seat. So the wind is blowing this way, the tide's going out now. So I've kind of been pinned in one spot here, but I don't mind. I'm right on the gem squash spot here. So this is in the corner by the bus. Just to the right of me is about 4 or 5 meters. I'm now between the channel. The rocks are right in front of me here somewhere. Just make sure I don't lose this little lure. I only brought one with me. And I'm just ever so quickly, ever so slightly letting that go right down to the bottom, and then just flicking it up. Right chaps, so here I am on the Gamtoos. I'm by the bus. That's the bus in the background there, or now it's a wooden house. In front of me here is the rock pile. There's a rock that sort of just hangs about a meter below the surface on the full tide. To the right of me is about 4 or 5 meters of water, and to the left of me it's quite shallow, it's about 3 meters. So I'm being pinched in here. Got the outgoing tide, wind blowing this way, so I've stayed pretty motionless here, which I don't really mind. I'm on this little rock pile. With the outgoing tide, which has just started, the bait fish kind of get pushed up against there. And there's some beautiful river bream here that have been caught here over the years. I've also got some skippies, but that's not season for them here right now. But I've just landed a couple of Garrick on my first drift, and 2 cobbies, one on the rock pile and now a second one just to the inside of it. So I'm having some fun. Let's see what happens. As I mentioned, I've got this little light Hercules rod left for my good friend Ferry on one of his trips. An Ultegra 2.5 for 2,000, 8-pound braid, a 1/8 bucktail or a 1/8 leadhead attached to a 2-inch McCarthy's jerk shad. I've had a couple of on-offs which I think were small Garrick. Look at that, isn't that cute, man? Eh? Isn't that cute? What a tiny little lure. I've had a couple of on-offs. It's only a size 1 hook on there. It's hard to find the lure, never mind the hook. Let's see what happens. I might move myself out a little bit and just hang in the channel just now. But I've had one little Garrick, one little cob, so let's give it a few minutes, and I'll put a few casts on the inside of the rock bank in a minute. Just see if there's anything living there as well. Right guys, I picked up the little stick and I'm throwing a little 2-inch McCarthy's. I don't know what this is yet. I think it's a cobby. I'm hoping for a grunter, but let's see what it is. Ah, it's quite a nice cob. I'll give you a look at the lure in a second. Got that great hooked. Let's get the net out. There you go, what a nice little cobby. What a surprise on such a small little lure. Right, and there we go guys. So I was inspired by a chap on Instagram. Fishes up in the Port Alfred region. He's throwing these little lures for grunter. So I came out this morning, or this afternoon at least, throwing that tiny little lure. It's a little 2-inch McCarthy's and a little 1/8 leadhead. And I just had the fight of my life with this little cob. It was quite a good fun. It's a 3/8 rod. It's only just hooked in the lip. Just have a look at this, guys. Let's get the hook out here. Only just slipped. Oh, in fact, it's in the hardest part of the lip. Just have a look at that little lure. Isn't that cute? So that's light tackle fishing for you. And look at the fish it produced. Stunning little cob. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Let's hope there's a couple more around. Let's get him back in the water. I want to get a bream or a grunter on that guy. Stunning. There we go. Let's get him back in the water. And away he goes. And leave the net out. I'm feeling optimistic.